What's going on? It's Kiger1324 up here today with something a little bit new on the channel. Something, like I said, I always like to give you guys the odd video where I haven't really discussed it, and this one just come to me just this moment in time. It's something that there's going to be quite a few videos on in the future. Now these are things that I like to call my recommendations. These are 10 movies that you must watch, or that I recommend, I guess. Now, there's going to be a few of these in the future. We're going to do movies, shows, and, of course, games. But I've just picked out 10 movies that are in my DVD collection, which is coming tomorrow. I would have done it today. I was going to do a gameplay today, didn't get round to doing it. Nor, I don't really want to do a DVD collection at this moment, just because the lighting will get a bit funny soon. And not only that, I prefer to do it tomorrow when there's something worth, then it gives me something to do. Plus, my mate will be online soon and I'll be playing the Xbox. I hope. Now, these movies, like I said, some of them are not necessarily masterpieces. Some of them are considered good movies. Some of them are considered bad movies. Some are cult. Some are lesser known movies. Some of them are well known, but, you know. In here, I've got a variety of movies. I've got some horror movies here, some comedy movies. Some family movies. Now, like I said, these are in no particular order. These are just some that I recommend you go to watch. So if you're you don't have a lot to do and you want to maybe watch a movie or something, check out some of these movies. So up first, we have Idiocracy. So Idiocracy is, like I said, I don't really know a lot of the backstory to these movies. I've just watched them and I just want to share what I think about them. Idiocracy is actually kind of a dumb movie, but in a weird way it's kind of intelligent. This is one of those movies that you watch once and you can't remember the name of it for the life of you. And that's what this movie did. Watched this movie years ago on TV, remembered it but couldn't remember what it's called. Now, this movie is basically about a guy who's kind of stupid, but ends up ends up in the future where the world is dumb, basically. It's one of those future movies, but it's done in a really cool way. It's done it's funny, it's mindless, but it's a good watch. It's good entertainment. Of course, main character played by Luke Wilson, but also some other, one of the most well-known characters in this movie is Terry Crews is in this movie. Yeah, another Terry Crews movie. We all love Terry Crews. Really good movie, only 83 minutes long, not a long movie. You can watch this if you've got maybe 2 hours or so before you've got to go out or something. This movie's worth a watch. It's funny, it's intelligent in a dumb way kind of thing. Some people might disagree with me on that, but I enjoy this movie nonetheless. Like I said, it's the sort of movie that you can watch over and over again and it just doesn't get boring. It's funny and it's kind of interesting to see what the world would be if people were stupid, I guess, and the way things are going, you know. Second, it has to be on here, Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, or it's called Get the Munchies. Both of them are the same movie. The only difference is this one here is the unrated edition, which only has a few extra scenes. This movie's well known to some. Other people might have heard of it but haven't watched it. It's a good movie. I really love this movie. In fact, it's one of my favourite movies of all time. Sorry, just got a message. Fuck's sake. Sorry, yeah, this is one of my favourite movies of all time. I've seen this movie almost 50 times, and that's no exaggeration. I love this movie. It's, of course, it's a similar movie to, say, American Pie, in the sense that it's dumb, but it's a stoner movie. But it's a really good movie. It's, in my opinion, it's one of the underrated classics. If I, it's kind of an underrated classic in my opinion. It's kind of an underrated classic, and it's a funny movie. There's lots of memorable moments. This is one of those movies, again, that you remember it, and every time you watch it, it just gets better and better. Really recommend this movie if you haven't seen it and you want to watch something stupid. Again, funny movie. Speaking of stupid movies, Sausage Party. Now, I've only seen this movie once, but I remember this movie for the life of me, even if, you know, you were stoned out of your head when you watched this movie. And that's really what this movie... this is the sort of movie that you watch on drugs or something, and you think, what the fuck? And then you watch it while you're not on drugs, and you actually realise it's kind of an intelligent movie. Again, it's sort of... You know, it's one of those movies you look at and you think, oh my god, it's a children's movie, but it really isn't. This movie has got it's aimed for kids, guys. It's very adult themed. And I guess it's taken a stand on all these animated movies having, being all children-like. And it just goes to show that animation isn't necessarily for kids movies. And this movie is funny, intelligent, in a weird way. And it's definitely one that leaves a lasting impression on you guys. Check it out if you haven't already. Funny movie. Very interesting. Next, we have a classic. I don't think anyone can go out of their way and say that they can't agree on how Hot Fuzz is actually a fantastic movie. Now, we all know Simon Pegg and Nick Frost's Shaun of the Dead, which is a great zombie movie. But Hot Fuzz is such a funny British comedy themed and action movie. The action in this movie is kind of good, but it's very intelligent. Again, it's something that's worth watching, even though it's getting a bit older now, 2007, over 10 years old, but it's still worth a watch. I highly recommend Hot Fuzz. If you haven't seen it, you want to watch sort of like a police action comedy movie, check this out because it's very intelligent and very funny. Really good movie. Next, we got a couple of Disney films. Now, I can't go out of my way and say that you cannot go away without watching Mulan. As you guys know, Mulan is actually my favourite Disney movie, followed by The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and the third is actually the next one I'm going to show. Everyone loves Disney to some extent. We've all seen Disney movies, whether you agree with what Disney are like in real life or whatever, but you can't deny that their classic movies are fantastic. And Mulan is a very empowering movie. It's very empowering, and this is sort of one of those the earlier Disney movies where it's not about a princess for a change. The woman in this movie isn't a princess. She's a strong woman trying to make her way in a man's world. And this movie really put a good, strong image for women back in the day. And to this day, even it's funny, very. It makes you feel, this movie gets you in that sort of pride mood. It makes you feel proud. It makes you feel like strong. Be a man. You know, we must be swift there, the coughing river. With all the force of a great typhoon. With all the strength of a raging fire. Mysterious at the dark side of the moon. Sorry. But yeah, fantastic Disney movie. And kind of one that people need to watch and actually realise how good of a Disney movie this is. It's kind of an underrated Disney movie. Not many people talk about Mulan. It's normally... when you think of Disney, it's normally, nowadays people talk about Frozen and Moana, even though I do think Moana is a good movie. Better than Frozen, in my opinion. Mulan is the original sort of, I don't need no man, even though she gets a man, but you know, it's one of those very empowering movies. Good movie, Disney movie. My third favourite Disney movie, Aristocats. Yeah, or Aristocats, however you say it. Well, the correct way of saying it would be Aristocrats, which is which were people, you know, I think they were French people back in the day, like the 17th century French people who, you know, they wore a lot of makeup and stuff, and they were very posh people. Posh people is the right word. This movie... Again, it's done in Cats. Now, to give my standpoint on Cats, I've got two of the fuckers. But this movie's very, very well done Disney movie. I love this movie. Again, it's one of those feel-good movies. Again, there's lots of moments in it that memorable characters. You remember all the cats' names, the little rat, the little mouse. can't remember his name. I sorry you remember their names, but it's been a while. And Disney have always done a great job of animating animals, and it's just a great classic Disney movie, and I really enjoy this movie. Truer words have never been spoken. Everybody wants to be a cat. I don't know if I'd fancy being a cat, but funny, good movie. It's got some funny moments in there, but it's one of those Disney movies that you enjoy watching, but isn't overly joke after joke kind of thing. It's intelligent in a way that it's about family. This is more of a family field Disney movie done in cats, and it's all about each one's different, and now I'm the back, I'm the boss, I'll say when the war is over. But yeah, funny movie, memorable characters, good Disney movie. Check it out if you haven't watched it. Going from one spectrum to the other, Space Jam. Now, we are in for some good shit here. If you love Bugs Bunny as much as I do, or Looney Tunes in general, Space Jam's awesome. Now, if you're like me, I'm not really into sports movies or sports in general, but this movie is awesome. Basketball movie, of course, Michael Jordan, very famous basketball player, one of the most well-known basketball players of all time, actually. And again, this is a feel-good movie as well. The comedy is great. The Looney Tunes are great. It's the classic Looney Tunes. And this is one of the first movies I ever watched where it was humans and animated characters together. I know it wasn't the first, definitely not the first. There were movies in the 40s and 50s that had that, but this was one of the first I ever watched. And I love this to this day. Bugs Bunny, again, great stuff. The Looney Tunes is there, but you've also got hidden behind all the Looney Tunes and the craziness. It's a feel-good movie about basketball, and it's very good. Very good movie. Before we go on to 2 horror movies, I want to mention Return to Oz. Now, everybody knows The Wizard of Oz being one of the best movies of all time. Very good family movie, but Return to Oz is something different. This is one of, in my opinion, one of the most messed up family movies you'll ever watch. It's very messed up in a weird way. You've got like the guy with the pumpkin on his head. You've got the characters, the wheelie characters with wheels for hands, and the walking clock thing, TikTok. This movie is really messed up, but it's a good movie. Again, it's a Disney movie, but it's one of those Disney movies that, Disney have done their fair share of messed up movies. But this is a great movie. Very good sequel. And it's very hard to follow up because you can't make a good sequel to the best movie ever made. Or considered to be one of the best movies ever made. Except Terminator 2. That's, in my opinion, the best sequel of all time is Terminator 2. Followed up by The Empire Strikes Back. But Return to Oz is one of those sequels that I think most people should definitely check out. But kids, even though this movie says a PG, man, this give you nightmares, man. Speaking of nightmares, we've got here 2 movies. House of a Thousand Corpses and The Devil's Rejects. Let's start with The House of a Thousand Corpses. Now, I've seen both of these movies once, so I don't have a lot to say on them. But I will say these movies are messed up. These are some fucking messed up movies. Of course, a Rob Zombie film, everyone knows. If you don't know who Rob Zombie is, he's a sort of, I believe he's sort of like heavy metal, death metal, black metal, whatever you want to say, rock star, whatever you want to call him. But he's directed a few movies over his time, and his movies are really messed up. But The House of a Thousand Corpses, in my opinion, is a little bit more messed up. This one got more horror elements to it. Again, it's sort of like that haunted house, but it's killers and stuff, and clowns and things. Very messed up movie. But the sequel, on the other hand, The Devil's Rejects, is again a very savage movie. But this one is about them on the run. So this one is about them being fugitives and someone trying to hunt them down and make them punish them for their crimes. And it's very messed up. It's a fucked up movie. Not one you want to watch with the kids around, guys. Very messed up movie. But both of these movies are pretty decent horror movies. And ones that you'll be like, oh my god, that's pretty fucked up, but you remember them. So these movies are worth checking out. So if you want to just go through them again. So we got these two. House of Thousand Corpses, Devil Rejects, Return to Oz, Space Jam, Aristocats, Mulan, Hot Fuzz, Sausage Party, Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle or Get the Munchies, and Idiocracy. So these are 10 movies that I recommend. Now, if you guys enjoyed this style of video and want to see some more like it, let me know, because I'll be more than welcome to. It's a nice small video I can do. Just pick out 10 movies or games and just give you my opinions on them. And these are all movies. I recommend all 10 of these movies. Give them a watch. Like I said, there's something a little bit here for everyone. We've got some comedy, some animated movies, some family movies, and of course some horror movies here. Of course Hot Fuzz is sort of more of an action comedy, but you know, you've got a bit of everything here. And whether these movies are considered masterpieces or shit, I like these movies. I can put these movies on any day and enjoy them. And that's the thing, guys. Movies are meant to be enjoyed. Some are better than others, like games. Some are better than others. Some of them will always be great. Others will live on. Some of them will live on for years and years and years and never get bad. Others will maybe have about a couple of weeks worth of fame and then just fall off the bat like that. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like and feel free to comment below. Let me know if you want me to do this for some other things, for some shows or movies or games or whatever. Got plenty of things to work with. I'm trying to make more videos. Kind of a, you know, like I said, a bit of an unknown video here today, something a little bit different. But I wanted to do a video today nonetheless before we do the DVD collection tomorrow. And yeah, so going through the DVD collection will give me some ideas to for these sort of videos. And of course, feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, and join the family, and have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye bye.